If you leave your day open-ended, your brain will go into, I'll do it later mode, because there's no end day. There's not like, I'm walking out the door 5:01 no matter what, and then your brain's, okay, we got to get going, versus, well, I don't know when I'm walking out. I guess I'll walk out when I'm ready. And the brain's like, well, that's not clear. And so we can screw around. Hi, this is Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to the Magellan Network Show. My goal inside of this communication, this show, is to share with you my nearly 30 years of coaching some of the most successful financial advisors in North America. We're going to be talking about strategies, syntaxes. We're going to be bringing guests on from time to time, and I'm going to share with you what's working now. So think of this show as sort of like a little one-on-one kind of mini coaching cast, if you like, where we're going to be going in depth from time to time on strategies to help you grow your business, get more effective, become more efficient, find balance in your time management, grow your business, and quite frankly, whatever else is going on in the world today. So before we get to today's episode, I'd love for you to do a couple things for me. Number one, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're doing the audio, make sure that you give us a review on whether it's Spotify or Apple. We'd really appreciate that. And quite frankly, that does help. It does matter when you rate things and like things and subscribe to things. It helps us get the word out to more of the industry. And lastly, I have a very special gift for you. Go to MagellanNetwork.net, so one word, MagellanNetwork.net, and I have for you a complimentary membership, 100% gratis, where you can tap into about between 50 and 75 hours of masterclasses, forms, tools, templates, and strategies. So please go ahead and make sure you go ahead and get that claimed. Smash the like button and subscribe. And please go ahead and leave us a review on whatever podcasting platform you're on. And now, let's get to this week's episode. Hi, it's your coach, Joe Lucas, and welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. In this episode, give me about 20 minutes, and I'm going to give you 10 points of best practices how to rockstar your daily game plan as a financial advisor. Welcome to this week's episode. Hope everybody's doing well, and we are quickly running out of 2025 here. This is something I just haven't talked about in a while, and this is really when I started my coaching career back in the early 90s. This is one of the things I was known for, the daily game plan. For those of you who were or are members of Horse's Mouth, I was one of the earliest contributors, and that was my thing. That was my jam. How to really create high levels of productivity, each and every day. And back then, we were in the transaction game. So it has shifted, obviously, and I think that's part of the challenge for advisors today, doing more financial planning, more advisory. Is that, how do you know if you won? How do you know if you had a good day or not today? And so I'm going to break it down and give you 10 strategies that you can deploy immediately to get more productive and produce more results each and every day. So let's get into it. First thing is I look at every day as a game. And so just like world-class athletes, they just don't show up, they prepare. So your Rockstar daily game plan starts with a Rockstar level morning ritual. Now we call it here the Magellan Morning Eight, but you want to own the first hour of the day, get your mind right, review your goals, do some journaling, visualize, and mentally getting ready to Rockstar the day. If you're getting up and jumping on your phone and in your inbox and your to-dos and the news, you are ceding control of your focus and your mind to outside forces that are not going to pay your bills. In fact, they're going to cost you. So number one, start the day, own the first hour of the day. Number two, write it down. And there's two ways to play this, right? So it's not about, whether you write it down on a legal pad, which is not great in my mind, or you use an app, or you're in your CRM. It has to be tangible. If you keep your daily game plan in your head, you're going to wander. So, would it be cool to have like a checklist of things? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, here's what I know. The clients I work with, it really runs the gambit from people will put in have their daily game plans in their CRM, like Wealthbox or Redtail, or some people will use like a to do or things app on their phone. Other people will like literally use a pad and write down all the things they want to accomplish today. It doesn't matter to me the mechanism. I think technology and embracing is better. But if you're old school and you want to work off of like a small little yellow legal pad, like one of these, and if you're watching the YouTube channel, you can see that. I'm fine with it. If it works for you, it works for me. Right. So number 2 is write it down. Number 3, okay, everything is important. So prioritization. Like, how do you prioritize? And I think if you try to make it like, high priority, low, medium, that's a fool's game. So I have come up with a quadrant concept and a quadrant strategy on prioritization. So here's what it does. So step 1, what's going to make you money? So if I've got 15 things on my list today, or 20 things, or 100 things, I'm going to go down that list and I'm going to look at the things that are going to make me money. So I call them green items or revenue producing, right? So that's the first, in the quad box, that's the first area of the box, revenue or green. So you want to handle those first. So it could be following up on a client on a recommendation. It could be following up on a prospect. It could be taking an app. It could be whatever it is, right? But it's going to produce revenue. That's priority 1. What's priority 2? Those tasking or to-do items from your AAA or platinum, your top clients, right? Your top 20%. So revenue producing, top 20%. What's the next box? The tasking from your B book. And then shockingly, what's the 4th box? Everything else. Okay? And that works really well in not theory, but in actual practicality. Like if you were to right now, and I would challenge you to do this, you can stop the video here on YouTube or stop the audio if you're doing the podcast, and just look at your to-do list. Look at what you got on the board for today. And just, I don't know, take a pen, take a highlighter, whatever, and just identify those things that will make you money in the next 30 days. Get those done first. That way you create velocity. Okay? Really, really important. All right, number 4, clear outcomes. We can't be vague. So don't say like, I'm going to make calls today. I'm going to follow up today. I'm going to, handle my inbox today. Like, be clear. Hey, I'm going to reach out to 10 people today. I'm going to get my inbox down to 25 messages. Whatever it is, like I want you to have clarity, because remember something, the brain needs clarification in order to take action. So if it's like, well, hey, I'm going to make calls today. The brain doesn't know how to solve for that. Why? It's vague. So if you're saying, hey, I need to make 15 outbound calls today, or email, or, then your brain has a much higher probability of giving you great advice that will solve in its mind that problem, right? So clear. Number 5, and I want to talk about this. I'm not a big time blocker, but I do think there's a couple of places to block. I really like the idea of every day having what I call an outbound block. That's when you're going to go reach out to clients, prospects, COIs. And when I say reach out, it doesn't mean like everything's by the phone. It could be, you could be writing emails. You could be doing bomb or Loom videos. It doesn't matter modalities, right? But I like the idea of, if you're going to do 10 outbounds, maybe you need an hour a day. And you block it. So here's what I would block. I would block my reviews, right? Where are my review meetings? Block those. Block 1 hour for outbounds. And then block the midday. We'll talk about that a little bit, right? But that's what I want. So I don't want the whole thing time blocked. I think there's maybe 5% of human beings can do effective time blocking and get that organized. So if you're one of the 5%, be my guest. But for the rest of us, right, that doesn't really, really work. So keep that in mind. So we want to do that. So I want a time block, and then what I want is an end time. So don't get into I'll do it later, right? Like if you say, hey, ideally I want to walk out my door or shut my computer down by 5 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., whatever it is, then that's what you do. So hear me out, human mind. Hi, Coach Joe Lucas here, and I'm just breaking here for a moment just to do a couple quick reminders. Number one, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or our podcast. In addition, please leave a comment or a review. Those things really, really matter. And share this episode with 3 of your colleagues inside the financial services space. And lastly, make sure that you go ahead and claim your free membership inside of Magellan Network. Now back to this week's episode. If you leave your day open-ended, your brain will go into I'll do it later mode, because there's no end day. There's not like, I'm walking out the door 5:01 no matter what, and then your brain's okay, we got to get going, versus, well, I don't know when I'm walking out. I guess I'll walk out when I'm ready. And the brain's like, well, that's not clear. And so we can screw around and procrastinate. So we don't want to do that. Number 6, distractions. Eliminate them. So how do we do that? If you're watching the YouTube channel, notifications off on your mobile device. I make the argument, delete all your apps that do not make you money. The only one we care about is my app, the Magellan Network app. Everything else, Facebook, YouTube, the Atlantic, ESPN, all the other stuff, TikTok, whatever, get off your phone. It'll cost you money, right? Distraction. And then same thing with your screens. Like, you don't need to have much stuff up, all right? If you're going to go, the mind is very fragile when it comes to distractions. And more people are subject to it than others. But if you know you're one of the people that's easily distracted, then do yourself a favor and shut your door, shut everything, or shut all your apps down, keep all your windows on your browsers closed, unless you need your CRM, and go to work and make things happen. Next, incorporate strategic time. So, what I recommend, like towards the end of the day, when you're kind of, maybe not your best, been a long day, is learn something at the end of the day. Like, that's a great time to work on the business. Maybe that's where you look over your segmentation at the end of the day, the last hour of the day, right? Maybe you do a little research. But you've checked all the other boxes, right? Like, you've made your contacts, you've done your morning ritual, you've set up your meetings, you've asked for your referrals, like you've done your green items on the money list, like you're good. And you want to kind of do some things working on it, that's great. That's called strategic time. It is a lot easier to go from a tactical mindset to a strategic mindset than from a strategic mindset to a tactical mindset for most of us, okay? So keep that in mind. Adjust midday. So number 8. So I break my day into 2 mini days. I've got my AM day, which for me starts around 5:30 Eastern AM, and it goes to about 1 p.m. Eastern for me. And then I've got from 1 to 3 is my midday break. So I see my trainer in that window. And then from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock is my PM day. So you're sitting there going, holy crap, Joe. Like, you start, like, that's like 13 hours or so. I'm not seeing clients that whole time. That's me getting up, my morning ritual, prepping for the day, my morning workout, which is, 3.5 mile walk run. We do that. Then we kind of rock out our morning meetings. Then we have our midday break, hit the gym. Then we rock out our afternoon meetings, right? Then we kind of wrap up the day and 7 o'clock. And that's a typical tactical day for me. But I always take that midday and adjust, right? Adjust that. Super, super critical. Adjust it, right? So look at the morning. What do you need to do the afternoon? What most people do is they plow through the whole day. So look at your AM day, rock it out, halftime, PM day, end of day, right? Break it up, allows your mind, because think about this. If you're like, well, I got to be focused all day, your brain's like, no chance. But it's like, hey, I got to be focused for a couple hours. Your brain goes, yeah, we can do that. So the more you can compress time by using the mini day concept, 2 mini days versus 1 full day with a break in between, it's going to help you really focus and give you an opportunity midday to recalibrate for the afternoon. So super, super important, right? Number 9, reflect. I'm a big believer in you literally can put it in here. Here's one of the strategies one of my clients used, which is brilliant. It's brandy new. He created a folder in ChatGTP. And what he does is he'll dictate into ChatGTP everything he accomplished for the day, so his KPIs, and ChatGTP will keep a running summary for him on that, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, right? So if you're not like, oh, I don't like to write decent, then talk it. Use ChatGTP or any of the AI tools will probably do it. I know he uses chat. He showed it to me. It was really cool. He showed it to me on a Zoom meeting I had with him. I thought it was really slick. So there's always AI, but always reflect, always keep score. I think that's super important. And lastly, number 10, energy, right? Physical, mental, and emotional energy. These have to be there. So the reason why I walk in the morning, and as I literally walk and watch the sun come up, which is brilliant for me, is it just makes my day. It's my best part of the day, because that's when I had my meeting with myself. It's the most critical part of the day for me. So super, super, super important there. And then midday, I hit the gym for about 30 minutes, weight train. All throughout this, this is really important. So physical energy is the hub, right? The base. Then mental and emotional energy. So physical energy is just energy, right? Our bodies. Mental energy is critical thinking, and emotional energy is influence people stuff. So without the physical energy, you can't have mental and emotional energy. It doesn't work that way. So you want to always be throughout the day harnessing your physical energy. And so what does that mean? If you're sitting a lot, take frequent breaks, walk around, make sure you stay hydrated. Watch what you put in your body. Look, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. I can tell you this stuff. If you eat a lot of carbohydrates, especially complex carbohydrates like breads and pizza and pasta, stuff like that, you're probably going to take and French fries, you're probably going to want to take a nap in the afternoon. So think about I don't care what you do at night. That's your jam. But I have this thing for my clients. I say, look, man, we're going to eat like an athlete throughout the day. High protein, low carb lunches, right? And I want to cultivate that energy. Some of my clients, including myself, from time to time will take a 15 to 20 minute power nap midday just to re-energize for the second half of the day. And I want you to be cognizant of this. So if we break up our morning, right, our AM day, midday, and PM day, watch your energy levels. Do you have more natural energy in the AM, and then you struggle in the PM, plus you late in the PM? You need to look at all that. And what I would recommend is aligning your meeting windows, your review windows, with your high energy. So I had a client who was doing reviews at 5 o'clock, and he would do 4. He would do I think 10, let me see if I get this right, 10, 11:30, 2, and 5. And I said, how's the 5 o'clocker go? And he goes, oh man, I'm just looking to get through it. I said, so if I was your 5 o'clock client, you're robbing me. You're not at your best. You're not bringing your A game for me. And he really thought about that. He goes, I never thought of it that way. I said, yeah, man, you're robbing that 5 p.m. client all the time. So what he did is he just eliminated that. He said, look, he reconfigured his calendar. He knows how many review slots he needs a year. We just eliminate the 5 o'clock, unless it's a special situation. And he replaced that with a little strategic time to work on things, stuff like that. It worked so much better for him. So don't be afraid to kind of play around with this. But remember, energy levels matter. So I want you to make sure that you're monitoring that throughout the day. And lunch matters. So what you put in your mouth, for your midday meal, has a massive effect on how the afternoon goes. And I'll share this, and I'm going to get you guys out of here. I felt people increase their production by 20, 30% year over year by just, again, not a nutritionist, by just adjusting how they handled their midday, what they put in their body, what they did. So they had a lot more energy in the afternoon, and they were able to execute. So remember this: nothing is more frustrating than have a great set of goals, a great business plan, and then have no energy to execute it. Okay? So I think that's about my 20 minutes. So again, thank you for watching and or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Give us a review on your favorite platform. Like today's episode. Forward it to a colleague in the game, and make sure you're subscribed. so you don't miss out on anything. And if this interests you, please check out MagellanNetwork.net, where not only will I coach you, but my new AI coaching clone will help you really level up your game. So check that out, and I'll see you guys in 7 days. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I invite you to come to MagellanNetwork.net, and we have a powerful group coaching community of like-minded advisors. Come in for a trial. You and I will have a one-on-one conversation. Let's see if I can help elevate your game both personally and professionally.